Hanju didn't know the situation in the numinous palace. He only had one goal now: defeat Long Shan. Long Shan was clearly stronger than giant spiritual martial god, but Hanju didn't feel any danger. No matter how strong he was still a grand unity heaven immortal. The two of them walked closer and closer, their auras increasing in intensity. The surrounding sky distorted. Please fight me with the determination to kill, because I won't show mercy. Long Shan stared at him and said coldly. Hanju cursed silently. You have the heavenly court behind you and the heavenly emperor as a father. Of course you're fearless. But me? Hanju developed 3 stars of hatred points towards Long Shan. Almost at the same time, Hanju and Long Shan rushed towards each other. A strong light burst forth, illuminating the sky. Hanju quickly brandished the primordial judgment sword and fought with Long Shan. Long Shan waved his trident and easily blocked his every strike. The two of them were just testing each other for now. However, the probing only lasted for a few breaths of time. Long Shan's attack power suddenly increased, and his trident sent Hanju flying. He followed with his trident and stabbed forward, waving it like a dragon, and his dermic powers transformed into a 5-clawed golden dragon. Like a mountain range, it roared into the sky and charged towards Hanju with unstoppable force. Thunderclouds surged violently as the atmosphere in the sky changed rapidly, as if heaven was changing its expression. After Hanju figured out the strength of Long Shan's dermic powers, he immediately used 3 pure world cleansing. This mystical power had a wide range and terrifying lethality. It had always been Hanju's ultimate technique. Once the sea of sword chi appeared, countless sword shadows quickly condensed and attacked Long Shan. Long Shan didn't panic at all. He had witnessed the battle between Hanju and giant spiritual martial god. He waved his trident, causing his dermic powers to transform into 9 golden dragons that quickly circled his body, destroying all the sword shadows attacking from all directions. As Long Shan defended, he rushed towards him with a wild smile. Hanju was indeed very strong, but not strong enough. Hanju used the Heaven-Earth Mystic Yellow World Piercing Sword Finger, but Long Shan dodged it. Seeing that he was about to reach him, Hanju drew a circle with his sword, and sword chi leaked out. A huge sword chi will condensed in front of him and spun at high speed. The sword chi circled at high speed in the huge wheel, raising a terrifying hurricane. Destiny Sword Chi Great Wheel. Karma Mystical Power. Long Shan could sense the danger, and his expression changed slightly. He immediately moved behind Hanju. Hanju turned around and waved his sword. Countless sword shadows slashed out with huge momentum and collided with Long Shan. Long Shan relied on the 9 golden dragons around him to block the sword shadow torrent, but he was still pushed back. What a powerful sword chi! Is his magic power endless? Long Shan frowned. He felt that Hanju was difficult to deal with. The Destiny Sword Chi Great will made him feel extreme danger. He couldn't approach it, but if he maintained a distance, he could only passively endure the 3 pure world cleansings barrage. Hanju's eyes narrowed. He felt that he couldn't delay any longer. The faster he defeated Long Shan, the more he could prove his talent. His shoulders shook, and 2 heads and 4 arms grew out. Mystical power, 3 heads, 6 arms. The Qilin sword appeared, and he waved it at Long Shan with 2 hands. Sword chi and sword shadows kept attacking. The remaining 4 hands stretched out their index fingers and pointed at Long Shan. Heaven-Earth Mystic Yellow World Piercing Sword Finger. Hanju's attacks increased exponentially. The number of sword shadows and sword chi far exceeded expectations. Under such a violent attack, Long Shan's 9 golden dragons were destroyed one after another. Long Shan's expression changed drastically, and he hurriedly dodged. There was an uproar in the numinous palace. Seeing Hanju forcefully suppressing Long Shan, they all looked as if they had seen a ghost. 3 heads, 6 arms. The Dao sect's mystical power. Is he from the Dao sect? No, he doesn't have any Dao sect karma on him. Perhaps it's just a fortuitous encounter. Incredible. His physique doesn't seem simple. He can actually squander his dermic powers like this. His Highness is about to lose? The immortals were shocked. The heavenly emperor watched quietly with a calm expression. In the mortal world, the heavenly soldiers and heavenly generals watched from afar. They were dumbfounded. Giant spiritual martial god's body was destroyed. Even the son of the heavenly emperor couldn't defeat Hanju. Are mortals so fierce nowadays? At this moment, Hanju used 3 heads 6 arms, heaven earth mystic yellow world piercing sword finger, 3 pure world cleansing and firmament sword chi. He forcefully suppressed Long Shan as if there were 3 of him fighting at once. Long Shan didn't dare to approach, afraid that he would be injured by the Destiny Sword Chi Great Wheel. He could only constantly dodge. However, the immortals were watching from the upper world. No matter how he dodged, he didn't dare to escape. This was a battle that would affect his reputation. He had already boasted. Long Shan gritted his teeth as his eyes filled with ruthlessness. His silver armor burst out with divine light and turned into a silver rainbow. It broke through countless sword shadows and sword chi to attack Hanju with unstoppable might. Hanju's eyes narrowed and raised his palm. 6 Paths Ultimate Seal. The 6 Paths dermic powers condensed into a huge black seal that looked like a text character. It collided with Long Shan and blocked him. Hanju followed and moved behind him. The Destiny Sword Chi Great Wheel was facing Long Shan. The terrifying suction force tried to pull him in without resistance. Long Shan's expression changed drastically. He tried his best to escape, but the suction force was too terrifying. The surrounding space distorted violently. The golden dragons around him roared as if they were forced into a corner. Long Shan did not panic as he quickly formed hand seals with both hands. In an instant, his dermic powers condensed into a silver shadow above his head. The silver figure had a domineering figure. Although his face couldn't be seen, he exuded an invincible aura. "Great Emperor, kill the enemy!" Long Shan shouted angrily. The silver figure above him raised his right hand and slapped at the Destiny Sword Chi Great Wheel. The Destiny Sword Chi Great Wheel was dispersed. Hanju frowned. Almost at the same time, his arms didn't stop. He continued to cast spells and attack Long Shan. He even opened his mouth and spat out sword chi. Caught off guard, Long Shan was pressed to the ground by the countless sword chi. Thousands of sword shadows poured down like the collapse of the sky and landed on him. Long Shan ended up in the same state as giant spiritual martial god. Long Shan finally panicked. Hanju's mystical powers were unleashed too quickly. He couldn't keep up. The silver shadow on his body finally dissipated after suffering the attacks of 10 million sword shadows and sword chi. This time, Long Shan could only use his body to withstand it. Long Shan fell and smashed through the ground. The ground split open, and countless sword shadows and sword chi descended from the sky. At first glance, it looked like a black pillar that connected the sky and the ground. Hanju was expressionless. He kept using his mystical powers. His 6 arms moved together and his 3 heads had cold expressions. He was like a primordial war god, violent and domineering. Below, Long Shan was enduring Hanju's sword chi and sword shadows. He was like a sandbag that couldn't dodge. If this continues, I'll definitely lose, Long Shan thought angrily. He had been utterly defeated in his first battle after leaving seclusion. He didn't even hurt Hanju. What would the immortals and his father think of him? Thinking of this, Long Shan's eyes turned red. He couldn't lose. He couldn't afford to lose.